Welcome to our rolling news coverage. We will bring you the latest developments on the most pressing stories around the world. Straight ahead.
Event number 1. Lithuanian intelligence warns of Russia's military ambitions, emphasizing the defense of Ukraine. Event number 2. Dubai airport suspends flights due to loud explosion. Iran's president apologizes. Event number 3. Israel releases video of airstrike on Ali Khamenei's underground bunker in the capital Tehran.
And now, for the details.
Russia is aggressively strengthening its military infrastructure along the borders of NATO countries and is using the war of aggression against Ukraine to train and test new units. These forces could become a key element in a future confrontation with the North Atlantic Alliance. This is the conclusion from Lithuania's annual intelligence report on security threats, published on Friday. Reuters reported on the matter. Analysts estimate that if international sanctions against Moscow are eased or lifted, the country could be prepared for a major military clash with NATO within about 6 years. The document states that by then, Russia will be able to significantly increase its army size from 30 to 50% compared to the pre-war period. A significant portion of its weaponry will be modernized, and strategic reserves of equipment and ammunition will be replenished. The report notes that the Kremlin's main objectives remain unchanged: to shift the balance of power in Europe in its favor, and to impose full control over Ukraine. Lithuanian intelligence also indicates that Russia's defense sector is actively developing with support from China. This has helped Moscow reduce its dependence on Western technology and maintain weapons production despite pressure from sanctions. Analysts believe that after the war, the surplus of weapons could have a negative impact on global security. Lithuania, which borders both Russia and its ally Belarus, is a member of NATO and the European Union. The country actively supports Ukraine and maintains a firm stance against the Kremlin's policies. The document also mentions a series of letter bombings in 2024. Lithuanian authorities had previously accused Russian military intelligence of being behind these incidents, warning that such attacks could become more dangerous and lead to casualties. Meanwhile, an investigation into damage to gas pipelines, power cables, and communication lines in the Baltic Sea since 2023 has concluded that it was likely not the result of deliberate sabotage. Although vessels departing from Russian ports may be linked to the incident, the report notes there is no evidence of malicious intent. However, the report does not specify the data leading to this conclusion. After Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the Baltic states heightened security measures due to a series of underwater incidents and infrastructure damage. In response, the North Atlantic Alliance announced its intention to increase its military presence in the region. In 2023, Finland recovered an anchor from the seabed that, according to investigators, may have belonged to a Chinese container ship. This anchor is suspected of having damaged the gas pipeline between Estonia and Finland, as well as several optical communication cables. The investigation is ongoing, and Finnish authorities have not yet reached a final conclusion as to whether the incident was accidental or intentional. Commenting on the situation to reporters, Mindaugas Mazonas, the head of Lithuania's military intelligence, noted that the investigation was not conducted by his agency. However, according to available information, this was likely an unintended incident. Some experts have previously warned that NATO countries could suffer serious losses in the event of a direct conflict with Russia. They believe the alliance could face difficulties similar to those Ukraine is experiencing, including problems with evacuating wounded soldiers from the front lines. Furthermore, analysts at Foreign Affairs magazine note that the West would have to significantly change its strategy if it wants to defeat Russia in the so-called shadow war. They believe the Kremlin already sees the confrontation with the West as a struggle not just for Ukraine, but for the preservation of the political system built around Putin. Explosions were heard in Dubai on Saturday, forcing a suspension of flights at the city's airport, the second busiest in the world. Some flights were later restored, but the airport advised passengers to only come for check-in after receiving confirmation from their airline. The government said it had activated its air defense systems, even as passengers waiting to fly out of Dubai had to be ushered into train tunnels at the vast airport after sirens sounded. A witness also told AFP that an explosion was heard over the airport, followed by a plume of smoke rising into the air. Numerous residents told the Associated Press about explosions across the city. Emirates Airlines said all flights to and from Dubai had been suspended until further notice. Customers booked to travel from February 28th to March 31st were offered options to rebook or request a refund. The Dubai Media Office issued a statement saying, "For the safety of passengers, airport staff, and crew, operations at Dubai International Airport were temporarily suspended Black smoke was seen rising over the airport after a loud explosion, according to multiple witness accounts. Airport operations were reportedly being gradually restored. Earlier, Dubai authorities had denied reports of any incident at the international airport in the megacity, as videos of smoke rising over the airport circulated on social media. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian offered what he described as an apology to neighboring countries, saying that Tehran had decided that, quote, neighboring nations would not be attacked unless an assault against us originated from their territory. Quote, Shortly before, Mr. Pezeshkian said, I apologize to the neighboring countries that were attacked by Iran, in a speech broadcast on state television. The Interim Leadership Council agreed yesterday that there would be no more attacks on neighboring countries and no missiles fired unless an attack on Iran originates from them, he said. The incident caused major disruptions to airport operations. According to Flight Radar 24, dozens of planes scheduled to land in Dubai were circling the airport in a holding pattern, while some flights were being diverted to nearby airports. The Israeli military released a video on Friday of what it said was an airstrike on an underground bunker belonging to Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei days after his death. The Israeli Air Force attack involved 100 bombs dropped from 50 IAF fighter jets and targeted a site that the IDF said was located under Iran's leadership compound in Tehran, spanning several streets and including multiple entry points and meeting rooms for senior members of the Iranian terror regime. Quote, According to the Israeli military statement, the bunker was located beneath the regime's leadership compound in central Tehran and extended across several city center streets. The statement described it as one of the most significant military command centers of the Iranian leadership. Although Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed in the February 28th airstrike, Israeli officials claimed the complex continued to operate as a command center for high-ranking figures in Iran's government and military leadership. According to Israeli authorities, the strike was carried out thanks to years of intelligence work by elite military intelligence units. The Israel Defense Forces reported that Unit 8200, Israel's signals intelligence branch, along with Unit 9900, which focuses on geospatial and imagery intelligence, had spent years mapping the compound and the underground structures beneath it. This intelligence preparation allowed Israeli forces to carry out what officials described as a precision airstrike targeting the bunker.